Tonight we are running a little late, but we are here. And this is live with Mama Coco. Yes, Mama Coco Life and Style. Current affairs station right now. Yes. My name is Cora Pantin, okay? That's my name. But this show is Mama Coco. Mama Coco for Cora. Yes. So welcome to Mama Coco Life and Style tonight. Tonight I am excited because I am all around the world tonight because of my guests. Yes. On my guest list, I have three Trinidadians. Yes. Trinidad and Tobago citizens that living abroad there in England. Yes. I am so happy that I have three, one, two, let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3 British. Listen to me. And we have one Trinidad and Tobago citizen who is living there in Florida. Tonight, welcome to Mama Coco Life and Style. One of our guests, she's having problems logging into the show. So here we go tonight with our brother, the only man on the show tonight. I say man, the only man, my brother, and actually my son. I call him son because I follow him also on his radio station, and I am intrigued to know that I come from that distance with him until he's here tonight on Mama Coco Life and Style. Welcome, Michael, to the show.
Hello. Who am I speaking to? Who's this gorgeous woman? Who's this beautiful woman with such hairstyle? And it's like you're parting, you see that part there, like, yeah, and you're blushing. Yes. I want to say good night to you, and it's a pleasure. This is overdue, long overdue, and I want to say, firstly, thanks for inviting me. When you asked me to come on, I didn't say no. I would have never said no.
Not even a wink of no.
At all. And as you rightfully say, you have been there following me. I remember the first time we met at the other radio station in Manchester, and and I introduced you as Black Panther's mother, and everybody else asked me, Black Panther's mother? She's a Trinidad. I said, Duke, the strongest guy in the movie, that's his mother. And since from that, we have hit it off. Connection. And yes, and I've always paid that respect to you, saying like you're buffing me up tonight and say, I need to call him Mama Coco. I can't call him Mama Coco. I always say Mom Cora. Yes. So I want to say thanks for having me. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I think the clock has gone back, eh? So they changed back the clock. So I think it's now basically probably 12 o'clock. I don't mind. I will get an hour extra sleep.
That's right. So that's right.
Let me. Can I do this? Can I send a kiss across the ocean to you?
Mwah. Please do.
I just send it.
Right nice. Back at you. Mwah.
Nice one. So what do I have the pleasure of sitting with this lovely and elegant lady, enchanting lady, queen?
Well, you will just have to wait a little bit when I introduce the other. You're not going to be here alone. You'll be flanked by a woman. I hope your wife wouldn't get jealous.
She's locked on right now watching, yes. So I will read everything
she's watching. Love in the house. So now we have Shirley. Yes, we have Shirley, our dear sister. Yes, Sister Shirley. Welcome.
Hi, Shirley.
Thank you. Hi.
This is our sister Shirley. Shirley, you're sounding much better. What's up? Are you okay?
I am okay. I am blessed. I am blessed and highly favored of the Lord. You know, I'm just gonna be led by the Spirit tonight.
Yes, well, led by the Spirit and some directions from Stephanie and me.
So welcome.
That's right.
No, you gonna be involved. Remember, while you talking, someone could raise their finger. If someone talking, you can raise your finger and be heard. So welcome to Stephanie Thomas, my co-host. She's always here and she will always be. Yes, Stephanie Thomas, welcome to the show.
Now we begin.
Now Stephanie having a little connection. Tonight is a night where I have to call on Almighty God, you know, and ask him to be the chaperone of this show, to continue to guide, guard, and protect us, to keep us in perfect peace, to keep us in harmony, keep us to unite. And even the medium by which we are using here tonight, I pray, dear God, that you will have it under subjection so that we could partake and participate, and our audience would be filled with the knowledge that they are here for, and that whatever we are speaking tonight, it remain the honest truth of ourselves and our lives and our family and our friends and even our society. May the God of all peace intervene. Amen.
Ashe.
Amen. So we are here now waiting on our sister to rejoin, or our sisters to rejoin, because we had an insight of Janelle earlier, but all of a sudden everything just went blank. So Michael Ian, Stephanie, and Shirley, welcome to Live with Mama Coco. Oh, it wasn't Janelle, it was someone else that was logging into our space. Yes. So we haven't heard from Janelle. So Janelle, anywhere you are and you see Mama Coco live, remember you were sent a stream to enter the studio and to be part of this evening. But if it doesn't happen, we are going to have this show to go on. Janelle, you can check your email and see if you see StreamYard. It says StreamYard. Step right in.
Amen.
Step right in.
Amen.
So welcome to the show, Stephanie. I have already introduced you, but you weren't on the set. So I'm going to reintroduce you again as my co-host and an assistant to the show, because the reason why I get co-hosts and why I bring everybody in, that God wanted me to really lay off the question and answering of everything and bring professionals. That we bring in a professional radio artist. Yes, we bring in a professional. He didn't just start it. He started way back in Trinidad, and he's there now in England doing his thing. So tonight, welcome to the show, Brother Ian Wansley. Yes, that name. How do you pronounce your surname?
Well, the surname is Lewis, but Wansley, yeah. and strangely, Wansley is an English name.
Ah.
Wow. And I got that name. This is a piece of history. I think my wife probably knows this. My aunt, my blood aunt, she rest in peace, she was a nurse in the UK, and she ended up retiring, and she's also my godmother. So apparently she said she used to take care of an old English white guy whose name was Wansley. So when I was being baptized and stuff, that's how she gave my father the name Wansley. So it's spelled Wansley. So my full name is Michael Ian Wansley Lewis. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Hallelujah. Like my daughter named Cindy, I didn't give her that name. You know, a friend of her father, yes, named Garrick Martin. Garrick visited America, and when he came back, I don't know if he met somebody named Cindy or some show, but when was time to name my daughter, he said, I love this name, and it means a lot. Give her the name Cindy. So sometimes people out of the blues, they just name you. Look at this Avanel Hazel. Avanel's father's name was Keith. And when she was born, I told her mother she should give her the name Keithlyn. Everybody laughed at me. Keithlyn? That is the only name that you ever hear, Keithlyn. So her name is Keithlyn, you know? So Avanel Keithlyn, I gave her that name out of the blue, and she's my goddaughter. Happy for us, Keithlyn will be on tomorrow on Live with Mama Coco again.
Amen.
Keithlyn Hazel. Yeah. So just to bring some life onto the show as we start, because all of us we were given a name, and we are known by God by a name and a number. So here we are this evening starting our show. And, oh God. Yes, Father God, have mercy this evening. Michael, Ian, and Shirley, tell us about yourselves. Who are you and where are you from?
They always say ladies first, eh?
Well, we keep losing her in between, so you're going to go first.
All right. Well, I want to say it's a pleasure being here tonight, this morning. As I said earlier on, Stephanie, who I met up here, we have been chatting for a little while. Well, my name is Michael Ian Wansley Lewis. That's what I was christened as. I'm a Trinidadian born. I call myself a Douglas. Some people might not know what a Douglas means. So my mom is an Indo, and actually she celebrated her birthday yesterday. My mom was 84, so I want to say happy birthday to my mom.
Mama.
Yeah, happy belated. And my mom is an Indo Trini. My father was an Afro Trini, so that makes me a Douglas. Now I was born the only son to my mother, and I have one sister. I was born in Port of Spain General Hospital. When the doctor slapped me, I didn't cry, so they was wondering what going on, but I was alive.
I like that.
So through the years, I've grown through the years with my dad, not really my mom, and that was one of the things that I kind of questioned myself when I became an adult today. Why it is I didn't live in my early years with my mother, but apparently my father had other plans for me. So I grew up with my dad and a stepmother who was, some stepmothers, they just, sometimes when they like you, they like you. When they like you, they like you. So I had a little rough life growing up with my stepmother, but my dad, he was a disciplinarian. He was a fire officer, and he never used to skylar.
So did she like you? Did she like you or not?
From growing up, I will say yes and no, but because of the experiences I had with her, I remember my father was working Rising Road headquarters, the fire services, and a day I came home from school, and something she told me to do, and I refused, and she took a broomstick and hit me with it, and it broke on my back. Mama Coco, I ran from those days. I was living in Mokoya Gardens. I ran from Mokoya Gardens, walked all the way down the highway. Those days, they didn't have the priority bus route, right?
Yes.
And I went straight down, walking. This little boy walking because I'm going to look for my father because my stepmother beat him and she beat that broomstick. And when I reached my destination, right, and I told my father, that was the mistake I made because he fly up, jump. Yeah, what? No, not for me, but got in his car, drove up the road, and when he reached up, he confronted my stepmother. You know the upstate, father was big and strong and used, don't hit my son. What is the reason? She never had a reason. But I think she always had an issue with me because the way how my dad used to interact with me.
Yes.
She had 2 other sons, but he never had that relationship with them. But with my dad and I, we had a very good relationship. To speed it up a little bit, lived with my dad in Mokoya, went to school, went to some of the best schools, Tunapuna Government, Cueb Junior Sec, and one of the best comprehensive in my time, St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive.
Yay!
Exactly. And you know who the principal was? Mr. Oswald Downer.
I know him.
Yes. He was those days, and I used to play football for the school. We used to call the school Green Machine. Everybody know who the Green Machine was, right? So from that, went out, did my studies, went out to, left in 1980. And would you believe, leaving school in 1980, I am now meeting people on Facebook who went to school with me. After
all these years, yes.
After all these years, and some of them are saying, but Michael, you ain't changed. Your face look the same way. I say, well, and went on, worked in the government service at that particular time for a little while. Then my father unfortunately came and died. He died at the age of 48 years young.
Oh, sad.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
But the thing is,
Oh.
he used to suffer with high blood pressure and stuff. So he died.
He had a
And
stroke
I
or
remember,
something?
yeah, he got a stroke. This I don't know if anybody can remember. There was a fire in Port of Spain. One of those big places was burning. And I remember in the funeral, one of the officers, one of the firemen was saying to me, you know, how your dad died? He drank a hot Guinness. And you know, hot Guinness sends your blood pressure.
Your blood up.
And he drank that hot Guinness, went back to headquarters, took the car, drive home. We didn't know nothing. And that night, he left my stepmother sleeping on the bed and came in my bedroom and said, Ian, I wanted to listen, if you see me crying, I don't want no napkins around. But going back to that time, and I'm saying, well, Daddy, why you coming to wake me up when my stepmother is on the bed, they're sleeping together? But he didn't choose to wake up. He woke me up to make garlic tea. Now, you know, garlic brings down pressure.
No,
And yeah, and unfortunately, that didn't really help him. He was rushed to Port of Spain General Hospital, stayed in the intensive care. Then the doctor say because his chest and all of that, he had to go Cora Hospital. And Father's Day in 2000, and this is so far, I can't remember, but he died on Father's Day. And I remember going to buy a big wheel. You remember there's a colonial menu, so a big wheel. It's like shaped like a wheel. Yes. Yeah. I went and bought that thing to carry to Cora because we were living in Macoya and you could have just actually go to Cora Hospital. And the phone rang the morning, and this is funny you asking me this. The phone rang the morning. Now,
I don't know why I asked you.
Yeah, and the thing about it, somebody out there might be hearing me, and it could be a lesson for them and life. And I remember when the phone rang, my stepmother picked up the phone and she said, oh, you want to say something?
No, I was talking to backstage with a sign.
Oh, all right. And when she picked up the phone, she said, oh, he died. And the way how she said it was so calm. It's like, you know, no tear.
No
he died. And I was like,
no emotion.
You know, when I heard her said he died, listen, guys, I changed to a different young man. I cried. God. I went in my bedroom, locked the bedroom, nobody to come in the bedroom. I bawled down the place. And all I could keep saying is, Daddy, why? Daddy, why? Why did you leave me now? You know?
Yes.
And I remember when we were carrying him into the hospital in Port of Spain, he was at the back seat. My stepmother was driving the car. You bringing back some kind of memories here, you know. My dad, while in the back seat, his mouth twists because he's stroke, innit?
Yes.
Yeah.
He gripped onto my hand like this, Stephanie, Mama Coco, and he held it. He didn't want to let go, and he said, and while he's lying like this, he's bawling, yeah.
Oh gosh.
My name. Yep. And I'm like, yeah. My father had a premonition that he knew he was going to die.
You know he was going.
Because a month before, he went to the American embassy and he got, in those days, you could have go to the army, they could have sent your child to the army to join. You would know that, Mama.
Yeah, I know, yes.
But he was asking me, I said, no, I don't want to go. But he went, the morning, he went in his uniform because he was wearing khaki in that time. The evening, I sat down around the savannah under a tree. Them days to sit down on a bench under a tree to wait to get a visa. And went and got the visa like that. And we stood up behind the car. Listen to this. And that's when I knew he had a premonition he was going to die. And he said to me, he said, son, when you see you leave Trinidad, don't ever come back. So I'm saying, but Dad, why are you telling me that? Yep. He said, don't come back. So, but my stepmother did the house there. My stepmother in the house was his own. Both of them, whoever died, they go. And I'm saying, my dad is telling me this. No, it didn't hit me, guys. A month after he came and died, and I ended up going to Boston. I lived in Boston for 3 to 4 years with my mother's aunt and stuff.
What year was that?
I came back in 1986, so I went in about 83, somewhere there, yeah. 83. Yeah, I didn't too long leave school because I left school at 80, so I was still young. And I went and I spent time, but I couldn't take the coolness in Boston. I couldn't take it. And I ended up back home, came back home, linked up with my mom. And then that's when my mom and I start now having that mother-son relationships. I used to always go visit her. Those days I used to be struggling and stuff, but I ended up getting married in 1986. Got married. That wasn't really a marriage to talk about. It was just two young people because my children's mother was pregnant with my daughter. Yeah.
So you didn't go. So when you came back from Boston, you didn't go back to the house where your stepmother was?
No. Oh. I didn't go back there. I didn't go back because a lot of bitterness. They had a lot of bitterness was taking place, and so many things they did. I mean, I can say it free will here because I'm a free will kind of person. When my father died, I had a little brother, and I remember one of my aunts. She died in the U.S. I remember going to my mom and Glenda Moran, who was a lawyer. We went to her. Right. She was the high commissioner.
She was a high commissioner too.
Exactly. Yeah. And I remember we going to her office as a lawyer. We was going to see, son, what it is my father left, his gratuity and stuff, only to find out that my aunt, my stepmother, and whoever, they put down, they said that Mr. David Bain only had one son, which was my son who was born up of my stepmother. So what they did, I never existed.
Oh boy.
And they got everything, all his monies and everything. Not one day, Stephanie, Shirley, Mama Coco, I ever get $100 from all that money. I remember, may she rest in peace, my aunt, those at that time married, had children struggling. My aunt gave me a tin of condensed milk for my 4 children.
What?
Wow.
What?
4 children, my 3 girls and my boy. Those days I was real struggling. I was looking for help. My brother wasn't there. Oh, he bought maxis. He had it living it up. Never give me a cent. And struggled with my children, speed it up. Yeah, had my children, my wife and I, my children, mother and I, we split up. She went her way, I went my way. And I remember I didn't get my children by legal purposes. I got my children through a police officer who took my children out of a house that their mother was with a gentleman, a family relative, I to say. And the police officer took the children and gave them to me. Since on that, I've had them. And I remember.
And how old were they?
They were small. My son, Kevin, he was basically a baby. He was like a 1 year.
Wow.
He was 1 year. So I took the opportunity. There was no law, nothing came in to say we'll give the girls to the mother or give the girls to the father. I totally got them. Yeah, that's God. There was something happening spiritually that I couldn't understand. Because when I got my, this is real talk I'm talking about. When I got my children, I couldn't understand. When they when the officers and them took them from the house and said, when they asked the question to the gentleman and the mother, who are these children to this gentleman? And what they could have said, they had to say his father. Their father took them.
That was it.
Went,
Done deal.
Exactly. Went, live in Laucata, struggle a little bit. One day I decided that I'm going to go to the ministry law. And I talk about that on my shows.
So we had to ask you this question.
Go ahead. Anything. Ask me anything. Ask me anything.
Hey, hallelujah. What make you took the children from the mother? She wasn't
no,
showing up right?
Funny, that's why I tell you, this was something spiritual that I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand. No, the children was in a house with a friend of the family, as she said, with her. And I always get the blame that she left because of me. I was with this one, which was lies. She full up the children, as small as they were, full up their head with lies and all kind of thing. But something happened that was spiritual when I got my children. And when I look at it today, as we talk, you will see what I'm talking about. And a mother don't normally give up children like that, especially girl children.
No, because I was now going to ask you what
That's
went
odd.
wrong, because the conversation that you have in here with us is mainly women will go through that battle to get the kids to stay away from a
listen,
father.
no, this is what I'm saying. So she didn't show, because when the officer asked her about the children, she didn't show that kind of fighting spirit that, I want to keep my children. She didn't. And the Indian police officer, he was a sergeant that damn time, he said, listen, can you get the children things, all of them, pack them in a baggage yard? They dropped me straight to Laokata where we were all living at the time. So that's when I got the children. No regrets today.
So Ian,
yeah.
Here we are right now, okay? Was there drug, negligence, abuse going on that you could just get a policeman to walk in that house and take the kids away? What signs?
Well, let me tell you. Well, let me say, since you asked that question, no, I'm not ashamed to say what I'm saying, because I'm a man. I believe that when you are real in life, that's why I'm a radio talk show host. I can't sit down behind a mic to be talking to people and telling people about life, and yet I am lying about mine. So I've broken that ice to let people know who I am. Now, all of this I remember carrying groceries for the children, and they refused the groceries. She refused the groceries, saying that the gentleman will buy groceries for the children. I'm saying, I am bringing groceries for my children, in spite of I am struggling. I am bringing a bag groceries for my children, and you guys were refusing the groceries. Now, I said, okay, no problem. I left it. Instinct said to me, Mike, no, I don't want this to look as some kind of sissy man or anything. This is a real man talking. One night, I decided I would go down to the house. I jumped the fence to satisfy my spirit, to see if anything was happening between the children mother and the gentleman. This is a spiritual thing happening here. When I jumped that fence, there was a bad dog in the yard. The dog came back. The dog didn't even have time for me. A bad dog, I think it was a German Doberman the man had. That dog didn't even smell me, and I walked past that dog just to satisfy my mind, because this is my children. Listen.
Ian, there is a little joke coming up there. You really went to do that, or you were stalking? What was going on?
No,
you were stalking the woman.
I wasn't stalking. That was no stalking. Listen, you're not listening. That was no stalking.
I'm listening, but this is a little joke that pop up in between because you jump a fence, a Doberman lie down there. The Doberman.
Yeah. Listen. So when I went, no, I'm saying no, something is not right, and I decided to take a little peep. And when I peep, no, that is what catapult the whole thing for me taking the children. And that's when the police came, because I started using obscene language in the road and started cussing out, what my children, blah, 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 blah. And that's when the neighbor who happened to be the future, she worked with me at TV6, she was a sales rep. I never met the girl before. She lived right up, but she always talk about that. And I remember going in the road and cursing and saying, nah, I don't want my children in that. The guy used to walk around the house. He was in the house in a jockey shorts. I have 3 girl children. I never walk bareback or in an underwear with my children. You hear what I'm telling you? That's when I took the matters in my own hand, called the police, and that's how I got my children.
So that night when you confront they were doing something common?
Yeah, what do you mean common? What are you talking about common? That's nothing common. I just see on the radio they were balancing the books.
Tonight, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder if Sister Shirley can hear us. So Shirley can answer this question to you. We're coming back to you. I hope you did a very good. I hope you did very good accountant.
Accountancy, yeah, man.
Yes. Shirley, I think we're not
Yes,
getting
I'm
along with you.
hearing it going in and out.
Oh my God. So Shirley, what do you think we should do about you and the in and out?
Well, I'm hearing a little bit. I'm getting a lot of cracking sounds in between.
Well,
You
that's your
understand? So I'm
connection,
not
you know.
hearing everything.
I
I'm not
think it's
hearing
your.
everything that you're actually saying because I'm getting a lot of cracking sound. And if I put the headphones in, I'm not hearing anything with the headphones in.
Oh,
Well,
oh.
Well, surely this is your connection. So I don't know what management will tell you backstage, what she can send a message to you. But this is not any problem from us, neither the studio, because who remain in here?
See, now I'm hearing you clear. You will speak clear for a while, and then it goes back into, that cracking sound.
Well, Shirley, tell us who you are. Where were you born, and who are you, my dear sister? We fell in love on Facebook.
You fell in love.
Yes, she always, anything I put up, she has something to say, and not things to break, but to build. She always passionate, very spiritually, and I kept her as a friend.
Nice one.
Some people not lucky like that. You're welcome, sweetheart. So can you tell us about yourself?
Do you want me to speak?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Okay. My name is Shirley James, better known as Caribbean Queen Diva favored, Trinidadian born. My parents are Tobagonian. I have been through a lot in life. I'm a walking testimony. I'm a world overcomer. I have been through a lot of turmoil in my life from birth. I did not even born yet, and I was going through turmoil whilst in my mother's stomach. And then when I born, life did not treat me fair. I endure a lot of abuse during my lifetime, from a child to an adulthood. I endure physical abuse. I endure sexual abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and mental abuse. That is what I had to live with all my life, from a child growing up. I used to think that no one loves me. I used to say I should have never been born. When I was growing up, I used to look at other families and wish that I was born into those families instead of my family. And God knows what I'm about to say is the truth. And one of the families that I used to vow that I should have born into was the Thomas family, which is Stephanie Thomas' family. Because I used to watch how her parents, Miss Idris and Mr. Esau, used to treat them like children, and how the brothers, I can't remember the two brothers' name, but I remember all the sisters' name. They were together, they were loving. Okay? Most of the abuse that I endure in my life, it was done by close family members and friends to the family.
Hey.
Okay? And I grew up with a lot of anger. I'm not a person that hold hate in my heart. I take responsibility for all my actions that I do in life, which I know that I willingly do. You understand? But I cannot take responsibility for the actions that others has done to me. You know? And how I overcome, I'm going to a little bit how I overcome. I start overcoming when I migrate to America. Okay?
That was when? What age was that?
I came to America around 24 years old because I got married at 22 in Trinidad. I married to a man that I knew all my life, which was my neighbor from Laventille, well-known man. He was a resident here in America. He gave up his citizenship in Trinidad and take out American citizenship in order to bring me here. I had a choice. He would have given up everything in America and come back to Trinidad and live. The choice was mine. Wherever I want to live, he will reside. And I said I want to come to America because I wanted to get away from all my family members. That was the main reason. That whenever they see me once in a blue moon. So I was doing good in Trinidad before I came to America. Love bring me to America. Okay? Unfortunately,
that of love.
Yes. Unfortunately, that relationship dissolved in divorce. There is a child out of that marriage, that relationship, which is my daughter, beautiful daughter. You know? But
so abuse was in that relationship too?
It was terrible. Because at the age at 9 years old, I was sent to Tobago to live with my mother, brother. And I was not treated good. I was treated as a slave. I was beaten for everything.
I remember, Shirley.
Everything. The 5 years that I lived in.
Stephanie saying that she remembered you. Stephanie, you do.
Shirley, you remember Teacher Gata? Shirley, you remember Teacher Gata?
Yes, well, I'm coming to all of that. Teacher Gata is going to come in this. I spent 5 years in Tobago, and out of that 5 years, my uncle and his wife sent me to school 66 days. That is his record in Patient Hill RC School.
Wow.
And when they asked me to spell a word at home and I can't spell it, you're gonna beat me, because instead of sending me to school, I had to stay home and mind their two daughters, who was way smaller, who was like 2 years old, 3 years old around those time. I had to get up in the morning. I got to fill 2 barrels of water. I got to go tie out goat and sheep. I got to sweep the yard. I got to bake. I got to make tea. I got to do dishes. I got to clean the house. I got to wash. And his wife did not like me neither. You understand? I can't understand how you can treat your sister, daughter, that way. There was no love. I was called every name in the book. The people that he would trust in to come in the house to look after his daughters sometimes when they're going to school. And I'm not going to call the name, but all these people that done stuff to me, Stephanie know who they are. I am not saying she know about the incident because she was not living in the house, but being in the village, just living, I could stay in my yard and look up in Stephanie and them gallery and see them. Like 2 houses away. You understand? The people that he is paying to watch his daughters, which supposed to be family members, interfere with me. I was not only interfered by men, I was sexually abused by both male and female in the family. It is rampant in the family. And they want to have this thing that What happened in this family, stay in this family. Well, that don't work with me. You understand? So that's why I grew up promiscuous. I didn't know if I should have been a lesbian, if I should have been gay, bisexual, or
Lord.
what. Because I grew up with tendency wanting to be with both male and female. These are all those demons I had to live with all my life and wrestle against.
Jesus.
Oh my Lord, Father.
You understand? Even as a married woman.
Ladies and
Even as a married woman.
Hold up. Shirley, you come to mash up the internet tonight.
I am free. Who the Son set free is free indeed. I came out 2 years ago on Facebook.
Hallelujah.
And somebody hacked my page. I had 400 followers. And people still asking me, why you stop speaking on the internet? I speak in the church. I tell my story anywhere I go. I am a walking testimony. My phone rings 24/7 at night. Women calling me who've been raped, who has been sexually abused, and they don't know how to deal with it, crying. Sometimes I be on the phone with women for hours. And I share my story with them, and they're like, I never know you went through all of that. And I share how I overcome. It wasn't an easy road. I am writing a book on my life story, which my family members is aware of. I got backlash when I came out. They say I'm a liar. And I know some of them is looking at this live tonight because I was taught by the Spirit to call and inform someone that I am going live and I'm going to talk my thing. And then they came up with some, I was like, look, all my life, I have lived trying to please everybody.
Hey.
I am not doing that anymore. I am free.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I am pleasing God and myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, Shirley. I did not bring Shirley on this show knowing this conversation. Yesterday is the first time I talked to Shirley and she didn't get this level with me. She told me there is a lady that just come on your show and she just come as a co-host. She said, I know that lady. I said, who? She said, I know Stephanie. I said, what? So immediately when we put the phone down, I called. I said, Stephanie, you know a lady by the name of Shirley, Caribbean Queen here. I know her there. And let me see. I said, she said she know you. You guys grow up houses apart. And Stephanie said, yeah, Shirley James. I didn't even remember she was James. But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know any of this. But I have a story that someone called me a couple days ago and telling me what her mother and grandmother and other people want her to do and say on my show. They don't want her to speak. I said, well, you don't have to speak because I give a waiver out that anything you don't want to say, you don't have to say. So tonight this is
groundbreaking.
This is groundbreaking, and this is Shirley. This is Shirley live. Because a lot of us went through pain. They created our pains. And now we still have to do protecting them from the pain that they cause us. So this is not me. This is Shirley James conversation. Shirley, hold your last word. Because as Ian was saying, as Michael was saying previously about his stepmom, and the advantage that was taken on him, where he wasn't even given a penny from his father, gratuity, or even a place to live, or even a life that he could always say, well, this is my stepmom, and this is a brother of mine. And tonight I am speechless, but I really gone into a cocoon. Because Ian's story, I never knew of it. We didn't have that conversation. It's just like the Spirit moving in me to bring certain people and to get people out to speak, because we have a lot of young people in Trinidad and Tobago and across the diaspora with your story, where people believe that it's only men can abuse a girl. Only men can abuse a girl. But I am here tonight to help you on the journey that you started, not on my show, but you started it before. And I'm not going to hold you back or tell you, please don't. Stephanie have something to say.
Shirley, what relationship you had with Teacher Gata?
Teacher Gata was my principal in Patience-Hill RC School. And I can elaborate a little bit on Teacher Gata. Teacher Gata, when she found out about the abuse that I was enduring, she told my grandmother, my deceased grandmother, which you know, that she should send a letter to Trinidad to my mother to tell my mother to come and take me because they're not treating me well. My grandmother did what Teacher Gata told her to do. My mother came to Tobago to take me. I didn't even know she was coming. And one Saturday morning when I went to the standpipe where Mr. Round's shop was, and I look up the street, I saw my mother by the gap in front of my grandmother's house. So I dropped the bucket of water and I ran to my mom and I hold her up. And then I leave and I went home. I never told my uncle that my mother was in Tobago. But the other people who was with me bringing water probably told him. You understand? And when he found out that my mother was in Tobago and the reason she was in Tobago, he hold me and beat me on top of that and told my mother she has to pay him back for all the food that I eat.
Hey!
Can I say something?
You understand?
Shirley, let me tell you who I am. You're mixing me up. I am Teacher Gata's daughter. I remember you, Shirley. I am Teacher Gata's daughter. I am Teacher Gata's daughter.
You are Teacher Gata's daughter?
Yes. I am married Thomas. I am not Angela and them sister. I am Teacher Gata's daughter. I am the lady who sent for your mother. My mother was the school teacher in the village. And I always remember you, Shirley, and the abuse you used to go through. It's my mother, Agatha Edwards. Look at here. She's the lady who sent for your mother. My mother was a community woman. I have always been I learned from my mother how to mix with people in the community. My mother tried to save you. When you started to talk about Angela Thomas and them, my husband is Thomas, but my husband.
Well, I'm sorry. I know Angela and them also have a sister named Stephanie also.
Yes.
So I mix you up with that Stephanie.
Yes.
But I now remember Teacher Gata had two kids, a son and a boy.
I am the big one, Stephanie. And I remember you, how people used to treat you bad. And my mother said she was getting your mother to come and take you out of that. Hey! I have been doing just what my mother has been doing.
Well,
small, and I don't know anything about that. What a reunion today. What a reunion.
My mother
Michael?
Help people. I have been helping people my whole life because that is what I see my mother doing.
Jesus.
She don't take advantage. And I am just like that. I get a lot of trouble for my mouth trying to help people all over the world. That is
hey. So
Michael,
Michael, what are you saying about that boy?
I want to cry.
As an announcer, as a radio personality.
No, I cannot take him back here right now. Are you guys hearing me?
We're hearing you.
Let me say something. All right, Steph, hold it down, Steffi. Let me say something here. This is amazing. I don't know.
I don't know where this comes from tonight.
Yeah, this is amazing because these are things that Shirley and Stephanie know, Mom Coco know that as a man, I deal with these type of issues on my shows. And I am sitting down here listening to your story, knowing that there are a lot of women and men outside there who are going through the same pains.
Yes.
But you know what is our problem? You know what is one of our biggest problems as African people, as Black people, quote unquote? We live in a society where we believe, let me start with the men first. These are comments of me and not the comments of Mom Coco Show. This is the comments of Mike the Man. We have some men today who believe that they always have to have control over their daughters, the daughter's mother, their own mother, and women entirely, because of the fact that they were groomed in such a way where they were told that you is the man, you wearing the pants, you bring in, I don't want to say bacon because my life coaches tell me, don't say bacon, but you the man going out there and bringing the money. But at the end of the day, that woman wasn't given to you to abuse her. I am dealing right now. One of my co-hosts is actually listening, Ishi. We're dealing with issues of domestic violence now. And the fact that you were abused so much, it says that even your family members, some of those family members, they don't even respect their own selves. Because if they did, I don't think that they would have treated you like that. No, I will tell you, even listening to you and from my story as a young man who never got nothing from his father and was taken, that's a form of abuse. You remember abuse come in different forms, eh? You have mental and you have physical.
Yes, they do.
The mental abuse is
types.
Right, but I like the mental abuse because the mental abuse is the one that could destroy you more than ever. And when I was going through that trial, and when I was going through that trial and tribulations with my family and my father, knowing I grew up in a house with my father, never got nothing. Let me tell you something. My brother who collected everything, buy Maxi, do what you want, never give me a cent. He got sick. Listen to this. When he got sick, those days I was working as a paramedic in London with the ambulance service. And I remember they always calling me, asking me to help him, send money because you need to take his kidneys was failing. And I did it once and then I stopped. And I said, God, am I doing the right thing? Are you going to banish me? Are you going to punish me because this is my brother crying out? Now listen. He got so sick, he died. I wasn't home. I didn't get time to go to the funeral. My children went to the funeral. But before he died, and he was in the hospital, listen, this is family, this is brother, same father, different mother. You know what was his words to my daughters? He apologized on his dying bed. And he said, I am sorry. I didn't help Ole daddy. Ole will forgive me. Now, I say that to say this. We reach a point in life when we know we're going to die. That's the time we want to ask for forgiveness. But what about
you accepting that?
No, I was not wrong. My daughter.
I just asking you. Like when people do what they want, they live their life. And it's only when they're ready to die they want to.
Nope. That's unacceptable. You know why? Because at the end of the day, while you are alive, and it's happening more now, because just what night it was when I was doing a show, I was talking about all this, the pandemic we're going through. How close are families today? How close are couples today? Married people, how close are they? When it comes to abuse in the home, how many women will come out like Shirley and talk?
Hey, this is deep.
How many will come out? They won't come out and talk. I deal with this on my program all the time. Women wouldn't come out and talk because they are threatened by the men. And the man will tell you, I will kill you, I will kill your children. But I just say to women, in order to live another day, walk away.
But you see, 1 minute, Stephanie want to say something, but you see how the devil was moving with Shirley? Shirley can't stay on. She can't talk. She ain't
Didn't want she
hearing.
to talk. They was trying to muzzle she.
But you know, we have to ask God to intervene and to be the chaperone. We have to ask God to come in and take control. We have to ask him to destroy all them banners and yoke of subjection and rejection. So we will hear from Shirley again. Shirley, continue.